Yo guys, what is up? Welcome to So Crypto, your home for Crypto TA. I am your host Martin, and today we're going to be looking at Bitcoin consolidating. Now, if you are catching this from live, welcome, and if you're catching the replay and having suggestions for us, please leave us a comment below. I really want to know what you're thinking. Also, if you want to be up to date with the latest crypto-related news and technicals, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button and the bell. That way you will be notified when we go live. And if you want to keep on chatting with me whenever the stream is on, join me on the Discord. Links have gone out pinned on top of the chat. Right on. So, what is happening with crypto, right? Oh man, not a lot, unfortunately. We did try to rally a little bit, which is fine. We got above that 20 moving average for market cap. Also got out on Bitcoin. We'll check it out in a second. But the last thing we talked about was this bullish divergence. Now, we haven't created anything bearish yet. Right, we come from a high point to a lower point, right? High to low, and then high to low as well on the other side. So there's really not a lot developing yet. We're stagnating, we're consolidating, we're just moving sideways, and that's about it. We did pop a couple days ago. Once it's on Wednesday, we did manage to get a nice pop, getting above the 20. Like I said, we still have to back test that 20, hopefully find support, and have this bullish divergence move higher, potentially to the $1.03 trillion mark. Now, like we've stated before, right now at 110 billion. Talked about a potential movement down, potentially to the $652 billion mark, which would probably get Bitcoin close to that $12,000 range that we've been discussing, right, as a potential target. Before we can say we probably bottomed for the market, and we could be looking for some kind of recovery. So with that said, let's go and check out, Bitcoin. Right on. So Bitcoin on the daily. Not a lot going on. We might have some divergence. I'm going to have to zoom in here to check for it. But we had the bullish divergence back here, right? Which we know kind of played us to the upside. Now the question is from back here, we do have some hidden divergence on Bitcoin, and that could put some pressure on the price. And I think that is what we're seeing happening, and part of the reason that we're failing to continue taking off, right? So again, we are coming from positive momentum here at 191.86 to slightly more positive momentum at 197.92. We're managing to come lower, right? So as we're trying to go higher, we're in that hidden bearish divergence, putting pressure on that price, making us move sideways a bit. So we're stagnating. We should be moving for that 20 moving average. That's going to be around 16,637. Backtesting that zone, using that support is going to be key, particularly if we want to know if the bulls are in control. How do we know we backtested and then we rally away from it? And that tells us that this bullish divergence that we had back here is still in play. Otherwise, if we do break below that 20 and start to fail, bulls are not in control still. Bears are still taking control. So much so that even the hidden divergence is putting so much pressure on the price that is still managing to make it crash. Let's go to this other here chart that we have, which has a lot of supports and resistances. And this is one we're going to be looking at for the upcoming days. We're free to load. Again, same story, right? Same story here. We had the bullish divergence, hadn't created anything since, created this hidden divergence. And then here I'm going to double check, because here it's not as evident as it was on the other chart. And as soon as we zoom in, yes, we can see that we also have it, and it's still there, right? So there you go. Low, right? Here's 191. Here again, 199. So definitely going slightly higher. Hidden divergence, pressure on the price, struggling to break that resistance zone at 17,222. We've not only failed once, twice, right? So 3 times with yesterday's wick above it, 4 times we also want to consider this wick, and that's showing some kind of weakness. But we're also holding to support at 16,951, which again, we are in a zone where it's consolidation, where it's kind of like do or die for Bitcoin, right? I mean, if failing at the zone, failing on December is not going to be good. At least it gets us to drop, and then we're done with the drop. I was expecting, or I am expecting, December to be a little bit more lenient, and for us to see some kind of upwards motion, particularly towards the end of December, right? Let's see if that comes true. That's going to come with an expansive move to the upside, potentially backtesting that 20 moving average. It's not going to be bad, but certainly try to go for that $19,400, $19,900 range. Let's go to the 4 hour. right? On the 4-hour chart, there is bearish divergence. And there's bearish divergence. Strong, right? So this is what we're looking at. Again, strong bearish divergence, potential for action to downside. We are dropping. Hitting the 20 again at 16,951. Sorry, hitting the 20 and then hitting the support at 16,951. I'm gonna double check, make sure if we do have divergence here of some kind. Let's see, we are going slightly higher, and here we do have some hidden bullish. And that hidden bullish part of the reason that we're trying to rally. Now the move primarily would have been to the resistance zone at 16,951. We have hit it. Next target, 20 moving average. We're meeting it. We're failing to break above it. Hopefully we can do it, right? Neutral at 51.55. Let's go check out the 1-hour chart. On the 1-hour chart, right? So we do have bearish divergence that developed here as well on the short term. This is on the 1 hour for Bitcoin, and it is strong bearish divergence against the RSI with that potential for action downside. We're starting to get a movement down. Again, breaking that 17,200, breaking the 20, 17,000. Then again, down here. Do we have anything developing here? Low, lower low, more negative momentum, and lower still. Even the short moves here, nothing bullish to look at. Unfortunately, there's really not a lot to go on Bitcoin. We're just getting consolidation. It is what we have, right? It's all we have to play with. Let's go check out Ethereum. All right, Ethereum at 1,266 on the daily, winning pretty low. All righty, let's see. Really nothing bearish happening here, right? And also we established nothing bullish. So Ethereum is just chilling, following Bitcoin. That's it. There's really not a lot going on the daily. It's bland, neutral at 50.50. That's so bland. It's almost spot on 50. Let's go check out the 4 hour and see what we have there. 4 hour chart. Man, let's see this. Bearish divergence. Look at that. It's trying to go higher again. Same resistance, 1,292, failing to break above it. And sustain being above that zone, right? So Ethereum, again, a little bit of pain, but not a lot. It's just failing ultimately, and it's not doing its own thing. I think it's just being concerned with what Bitcoin's going to do. It's just failing to play out. Bearish divergence strong against the MACD, against the RSI. Potential for a movement down. Getting the move, breaking the 20, breaking support at 1,261. Let's see if we have anything here. Nothing bullish, right? Low to high, negative plus. Neutral 49.63. That's it. I mean, 4 hour chart, nothing else bullish happening. Let's go to the 1 hour, see if we have anything here that we can rely on to get a read on the market. So here in the short term, we can see that here on this here move, there is bearish divergence, right? And yeah, again, potential for action downside, getting a break down. Anything bullish, hidden bullish, great. That works. That works, hidden bullish. And we don't have it against the RSI, it's just against the MACD. With that, the rally coming through, breaking the 1,261. Now we're gonna go for the 20 moving average. Gonna be targeting 1,272, right? That is more or less where we could see Ethereum going on the 1 hour chart. And if we do manage to get above that zone again at 1,292, otherwise it's back down to 1,261. It's not of the best point. I mean, crypto's just kind of bland right now. It's boring. Market not doing a lot, right? Market not doing a lot. Let's check out the dollar index. Let's see how that's doing. All right, the DXY at 105. All right, let's go on the weekly here. And yeah, man, you can see that the dollar is going to break down here in the weekly. Finally getting some weeks. Sorry, on the daily we're moving down. So finally we're getting some nice movement down here in dailies, which is fine. And that just tells us that we're cooling off a little bit, right? If anything, there is bullish divergence strong. That's a little bit worrying because we might see the dollar getting strength again towards the end of the year. And that is if this bullish divergence comes to fruition. And if that is the case, again, we might still see crypto suffer a little bit and lose a little bit more, particularly if the dollar starts strengthening, right? So again, We do have a small break here, I think. No break. All right, cool. But still bullish divergence within the same island. And again, bullish divergence strong. We should be targeting the 20 moving average at 106.5. Right. Let's go on the weekly real quick. See what we have here on the weekly. Last thing we were looking at, whenever we last looked at this, it was some hidden divergence. We kind of lost it. We broke the 20. We don't have anything here on the short-term move. And I think that's it. There's really nothing else developing here on the weekly, right? Again, if we do get a bounce and then we get another drop, particularly if we hit the 20 or even 109, then yes, we could see where we go from there, right? And maybe crypto will strengthen if that drop comes. But for that drop to come, then we have to pump a little bit. By that time, we might create some bullish divergence again. We have to take it a day at a time. You got to take it a day at a time on the dollar index, right? Let's go check out gold real quick. I'm just curious. I haven't seen gold in a while. 1,773, right? So again, nice recovery in gold after we broke our resistance line that we had around here. On daily, we had the bullish divergence, right? We got our pop, and we dropped, but we failed to drop lower than the previous low, right? Same here, failed to drop lower on the previous low, so the bullish divergence coming through, creating that semi-double bottom to some extent. This could be considered one bottom. If you want to be really tight, you can say 1, 2, 3 bottoms of sorts. No bullish divergence between them. We are managing to get that rally, and something that I'm looking at, and it's kind of correlated with the dollar and what we saw the dollar do, where the dollar had bullish divergence strong. Gold on the daily is starting to develop a strong bearish divergence. Right? That might tell us that the small run that gold had might be coming to an end. And again, it just kind of matches what we're seeing with the dollar. So the dollar should or potentially could be strengthening on the daily. And what we're seeing gold is saying that the trend is weakening. So we should be expecting to see gold potentially drop a little bit. Sorry about that yawn, guys. I'm tired. It's been crazy these last couple days, but I'm glad to be here, and thank y'all for joining me tonight for an awesome So Crypto stream, right? All right, so that's it for gold. That's it for silver's probably behaving about the same, $20, and again, seeing similar results, right? Again, look at this bearish divergence. Potential fraction of downside. We have it against the MACD, not against the RSI. Let's check out oil. Oil. Where's oil at? We had the bullishness. We popped on that. Again, created that double top here of sorts. Getting some movement down. Now we're creating anything bullish. Lower, more negative momentum, lower still. Nah, not really. Even here, we're slightly higher, right, than we were back here. So nothing bullish. And again, hit a 20 on an attempted rally, failing, and not really a lot developing for oil. Not at a bad level, right? $77 per barrel is not bad. Let's check back to the corn, man. Let's see what else we can talk about here. Why did it take me to an ad? That's weird. Anyways, let's go here and yo, Fast Easy, how's it going, my friend? It's good, man. It's good. Always going good. So it's better than good, man. It's awesome. Feeling tired today. Just waiting for crypto to move, man. It's just, I don't know. It's boring for the markets. And when it's boring for the markets, it's not good in general. What's up, Todd? How's it going? A lot of consolidation, right? A lot of consolidation. Yeah, it's the only thing you're in control of, right? Good spirits. It's just a matter of time. I mean, crypto's gonna come around. There's times to be DCAing. Yeah, I think you could DCA I think we might still get a drop. I mean, 12Ks. We've discussed those levels before. Martin, what's good? Curious how this trend will play out. Not a fan of this reversal. Even my grandmother was the fourth trend line touch. Would be an amazing gift to retail traders. I just did the DXY. I just did the DXY, and I believe what we're seeing is some bullish divergence for the dollar on the daily, and that could lead to a recovery in the dollar to some extent, potential to 109. And I'll go back to the DXY in a second. And that's gonna definitely have a negative impact on some markets, right? I don't think we're done with the bleeding yet. I don't think we bottomed. Bearish divergence on the 4-hour. I think we already checked that one, and I think there is bearish divergence on the 4-hour. The thing is, I drew it on this here chart. It'll come in a second. Normally, we start to go up a year before halving marks. Yeah. Maybe I can't remember when the last halving was, but yeah, there is bearish divergence. There's some hidden bullish coming through, and that's what's helping us rally and hit that 20, right? But yeah, I talked about this earlier. And bearish divergence coming in, putting pressure on that price, right? And making us drop to support. Now, I'm more concerned, not so much on the daily, because this supports and resistances work better here, but I'm more concerned with us breaking this here zone, getting above that 17,222. It's holding support at 16,951, which is fine. And again, we managed to hold support here at 15,898. But we must get above, I think, 17,781 for us to be on some kind of reversal, at least some better outcome towards the end of the year. It's just tough. I mean, we're consolidating. Not a lot to look at here. But let me go check out the DXY here real quick, guys, so you can know what I'm talking about, right? Let's do this DXY. Look, the dollar on the daily, it's strengthening a little bit, right? It's showing signs. Look here, I have divergence as true that the downtrend could be weakening, and if that downtrend weakens, we could be aiming for the 20 moving average, or potentially even 109. I know there's some resistance there around 109. I think I have it here in the weekly, right? 109.08. With that rally, we could expect to see some kind of some drop on Bitcoin and other markets or other asset classes as well. Not just Bitcoin, but I looked at gold, and if you look at this here, we have the bullish divergence, right? Gold has the opposite. Gold has bearish divergence, and it's showing that the trend could be weakening. Here we're seeing the downtrend weakening, right? Because we have the bullish divergence. We should be expecting a rally. Again, 106 will be a nice target on the daily. Ultimately, could lead to 109 on the weekly. But let me bring here gold real quick. I just gotta find it. Here we go. Looking, gold has the bearish divergence, right? Bearish divergence is strong, and that's telling us that the trend for gold is weakening, and we're seeing something similar. We're approaching that 20, and breaking below 20 should be targeting 1,710, right? Back to the corn. Normally we start. Yeah. Do I like altcoins or just Bitcoin? I like any coin that has a potential for a move. The thing about alts is that there's so many out there that it's hard to pick one, right? A lot of them is like, spray and pray method. You're gonna pick an alt. the projects, at least they used to mean something. They used to have communities behind them and a lot of development. And now, at some point in time, it just became a gamble. People trying to make money by creating projects that are doing nothing and selling air. And, a lot of them are, you gotta get in early and you gotta hope that it's gonna do good, and then it's gonna die out and it's gonna never recover. Right? I think that's what's happening with a lot of the projects. So I am, I'm curious to see how some of the alts are gonna survive. I mean, the problem is that none of these projects get delisted or disappear from CoinMarketCap. So every time there's just more projects and more projects and more projects around, and we never get any kind of like sweeping motion happening saying, oh, these projects are completely dead. You know, there's still projects, there's still coins out there, they're just not going to go anywhere. We know that they're dead, but they still show up in market cap and in CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko and whatever you go to look for coins, they're still going to be showing up. Although our projects are going nowhere, and they're just creating pollution. And yeah, I think at some point in time those projects have to go away. But yeah, I do believe there's alts that can have potential. Which one? It's a gamble. A lot of these things are gambles, guys. Except for the bigger projects that have some kind of backing, some kind of different connotation to them, or association to them, right? So Bitcoin used to be, to transfer money. Now it became a sort of store of value, which we know is not such a good store of value because of the drops we're getting, right? We're not seeing gold lose 80% of its value, 70% of its value. We have seen Bitcoin lose that much. So again, not so good as a store of value narrative, but more of a potential for some upward motion from where we're at, I guess. What is up, Andrew? How's it going? You're looking at KDA? Yeah, I'm gonna look at Cadena. Alrighty, it's getting some recovery, which is fine apparently. After finding support at 84 or thereabouts, right? We broke it slightly, managed to recover quickly. Back tested it here, so we know it's working. Here we rejected it. It's kind of like a zone that we're looking for at support. And a recovery above the 20. Nice recovery. Now the thing here is creating some hidden divergence. That's going to put pressure on that price. And it's going to exist even if we do continue rallying. It's still going to exist even if we get up here. So that hidden divergence could put some hurting, or at least make this stall a bit, particularly if the rest of the market doesn't cooperate, right? But against the MACD and the RSI, neutral at 55.41. 4-hour chart creating bearish divergence, right? Strong bearish divergence, potential fractional downside, starting to get that downwards motion, getting below the 20. Right now, the only thing that could come into play to help us is this hidden bullish, right? And that could lead to a backtest of that 20, which again, we're not far away from it. Right, 20 moving average at 1.05, we're sitting at 1.0537, that's sitting at 1.0587. Getting above it could be beneficial. We could still see some of this motion that we're getting here, right, where we got above it, or we're just kind of tracking. We broke it, but again, getting back above it could be beneficial, like I said. And try to go for 1.6 cents, I guess. That would be a nice target. However, like we said before we get there, there's still going to be resistance from these higher up levels, right? And the 1-hour chart here. There is bearish divergence strong as well. Against the MACD, against the RSI, potential for moving down, getting the drop low, lower low, more negative momentum, and lower still here. Sold at 39.36. Again, that tells us that there's a chance we might try to recover at least to the neutral zone. That could come with a hit of that 20 moving average at 1.07, 1.0706. That would be a nice target for Cadena on the 1 hour, but that's about it. I mean, there's really not a lot. There doesn't have anything bullish right now. Hitting that 20 and rejecting it would be good, on the reason that if we do get that going on and we drop lower, then we could be targeting a low to a slightly lower low point, then create some bullish divergence, and then look for potential more recovery to come through. But for now, I'm seeing bearish on the 1 hour, the 4 hour, right? 4 hour here with some hidden bullish coming through to try to save the day. And then the daily has hidden bearish. So again, stagnation, right? Again, potential for sideways motion. It's not going to be the best. I think that's what's happening here with KDA, man. Yeah, no worries. No worries at all. Right. MCRT. Sure. Not a lot of history here, man. So, getting some recovery, getting able to 20, which is fine, but not a lot we can track here, right? Pips are probably not going to do us any good because we're not making any kind of valid recovery yet. So Pips are no good. Also go to smaller time scales, I guess. Again, recovery, but not the healthiest looking. There is strong bearish divergence. I mean, just because there's strong bearish divergence doesn't mean we have to go down. It just means the trend is weakening. There's a chance we could be trying to go down. But if this was parabolic, I mean, there's a chance that might get ruled out. Now we have it against MACD, it's not against the RSI. It is strong bearish. If we do move down, the 20 moving average is going to be a likely target at 0.004 cents. Right now, 0.005, right? Yeah. They just got on Huobi. All right. And again, here we're seeing something similar on the 1 hour, where I'm noticing that we have this divergence, and it is strong bearish, right? It's against the MACD, not against the RSI in this move. I'm going to check against the prior move here, and we're also going slightly higher. So no bearish divergence against the RSI. It's just against the MACD. Strong bearish on the 1 hour. We have some bearishness on the 4 hour. Doesn't mean it has to be over. It just means we could be looking for a pause before we resume upwards motion, right? We're taking a look at this is looking, I mean, on the smaller time scales, it looks like it's a strong move, right? Although on the daily it looks more subdued. The daily is like blah. It's kind of getting there. But after they got on Wobi, you know, this could be the getting listed effect, where we do get a drop. Yeah, not looking too bad. I'll just say be careful. There is bullish divergence here that I kind of missed. I mean, without having a lot of data to look at, it's kind of hard to say whether or not this is gonna be valid. And I think that's why I'm a little bit more hesitant on calling this one. But there is bullish. Again, nothing against the RSI, just against the MACD, and it's part of the recovery that we're getting. So it could be that this could start to lead that larger recovery just in the 4 hour and the 1 hour. We're starting to see signs that say stagnation could happen. How about that? Yeah, no worries, man. Back to Bitcoin. I mean, I just wish the market was better, guys. Right? I mean, there's really no other way of saying that. It's just, like I said before, the market's not there. And a while back, some of you guys asked, you know, what crypto to get into, and I'm telling you guys I'm getting out of cryptos. A reason for that is I believe there's better return for your money elsewhere right now, and crypto's just you know, you just kind of put there what you don't need, but I would not be putting a lot, because first, I'm not sure we bottomed. Second, you know, I believe you get a better return on your investment elsewhere for now. You don't have to be markets. You know, buy some other stuff, other goods, you know, baseball cards, comics, whatever. I think there's things that are going to have better return, at least in the short term. or midterm than crypto, at least until we bottom, right? And the ones we bottom, then we start to get out of that rut. Then yeah, we potentially talk about getting back into crypto. For me, it's what am I getting in instead of crypto? Well, since January. No, wait, March. Since March, I started buying 3D printing equipment, and I got into 3D printing, and that has gotten me, a better return on my investment than crypto had, because my printers pay themselves. They're already making profit to some extent. Every time I print is just profit minus the cost of, filament or the resin or whatever, and I still make a good return. So I make a 6-to-1 on resin. So for every 1 gram of resin, so if it's let's say 1 kilo of resin, I would make about 300. Yeah. So the cost of resin is $25, more or less, depending on whether I get it on discount or not. But I've been buying it, when it's about $75 per 3 kilos of resin, so that's $25 per kilo, and I make 6 times, 6-7 times that. So yeah, it gets me a good return on my investment on weight, right? So at least in pesos, it's easier to do it. So it's 1 kilo, it's 6,000 pesos. It's about $300 that I get back. It's a little bit more. Yeah, in filament it's 4-to-1. So filament costs me 400 pesos for a kilo, and I make 4,000. So I make $200 on something that cost me $20. So it's a 10 times return on filament, and that's just from printing. It's got me a good return as my printers are working, not all the time, but most of the time they're working. At least the resin printer has been working a lot more lately than the filament, and it's just, I guess, we're not heavily going after that. And I also started a side gig as a dark kitchen for a restaurant, and trying to see how that's gonna go. But I believe there's potential to make money elsewhere for now, while crypto's stagnating and dormant. So your money could work somewhere else. That's what I'm doing. That's what I've been doing, right? So yeah, you ask me where, that's my answer. There's other markets out there. There's other things you can do instead of having your money parked in crypto. Now, I wouldn't say get all your money out, but look, even cash is better. If the market drops, you can at least get back in at a better area of value. Yeah. Yeah. What am I 3D printing? Anything people request. Right now it's just some armor for some Saint Seiya characters from the ones that you can put armor to, I guess. And it's just 2 guys that have been requesting armor non-stop, and I usually, it's a quick print. It takes like 3 hours, and it's 20 to $40 per print that I make. And they just, every day I'm printing at least 1 or 2 of these things. So it's some good return on that, particularly because I'm making a killing on the cost of resin, so I'm getting a really, really good return on resin, right? So and then filament, I print for a company. They require some specific designs that I made for them, for a product they have, and I've just been printing for them for a couple of months now. Sometimes it's big orders, sometimes they're small orders, but at least they're consistent. And when I'm printing for these guys, it's fun. So yeah, every order for them, it's about 200 to $500 worth of stuff, and it just depends on what they need. But usually, I'm not sure, about 5 to 6 products. It takes me 3 to 4 days to put through, and that's just $300 the machines generate. Right, that's just not me doing anything. The files are already there. I just go hit print, remove them from the plate when I get home, start again. It's a good return. It's a good return, and it's just not a. I just don't have the volume of sales that I wish I would have to where that would be, a fully sustainable gig by itself. It just kind of complements other stuff. And as far as trading, I am basically just one second. I'm just basically waiting for the markets to give a sign that whatever's going on, it's over. Right? All markets are about the same. So it's for me, it's a waiting game right now. It's rather do something else with my money than have it stuck in a market or stuck in a position that might lose for a while, and it's gonna take me even longer for me to get a return on my money. So do something else with my money, and then come back when the markets are better. And that's what I've said since March. And people were asking me, yo, what do you think the market's gonna go? Well, you know what? I want to put my money to do something else for me. I'm gonna sell crypto and put my money to do something else for me. And I cannot straight up tell you I was gonna see a huge drop, but ever since we saw us break the parabolic advance, we talked about an 80% potential recovery. We're around the 70+% so far, so a little bit more to go for us to get that 80% drop, and then potentially start looking for recovery. And that's where I'm likely going to be shifting money back into crypto again. Right? But for now, it's just waiting. I believe the next bull run's not going to be as powerful as this one. We might get to 100,000 maybe, but at least you're looking at if we do drop to 10K zone, yeah, you're gonna 10 times your money. But even then, I think there's gonna be alts that are gonna be performing better than Bitcoin by that time. So while Bitcoin might still be trying to run, I believe that if you want to make big bucks, you're gonna have to look for alts. Still haven't filled the gap. No, we have. There's a gap around the 9K that we haven't filled. So that's how things are for now. I mean, even in a bear market, it's like being in any market, right? There's still going to be outliers that take off here and there. Like I said, there's so many projects out there that to find those outliers, it's going to be hard. So you either have to be in them already and then even take advantage and sell when that happens. That means you have to be consistently checking your portfolio. But for me, it's instead of like going for many small projects, it's more of a let's wait and see. Let's wait for the bottom to come in, and then let's see what's still alive, and then get money back in. Because right now it's a larger gamble. I have to like spray and pray that one of the projects you put money into is going to take off, and for me, that's not the best way to make use of my money. Right? I'd rather invest it on something else for now and get a better return than be waiting for the next big project to take off, I guess. Yeah, just not see it happening that way. At least not. Yeah, your story and your mileage may vary, but for me, it's more of a waiting game. No, I haven't heard of them. There's projects that have use cases that are struggling. Like HNT has a good use case. It's just not taking off. So, yeah, I'm waiting on that project to potentially go somewhere, right? My HNT mining rig is still up. It's just not getting the best return. There's a lot of people in this a lot of people got into this mining gig for this project. The price for this used to be $50. I would dropped so much on this project. Now, is it going to go back to the $50 range? I'm not sure. At some point in time, it was even 60. Look at this. We dropped 95% value on this project. It's not healthy. Because this project did have use cases. It's not just mining. You're creating a network that reads, the RFID chips, I guess, on cars or dog colors or whatever. It does create a network. It has a use case. It's just... I just have a sense cap, whatever that miner is. I got it from one of the people here in the community. He sent it out to me to install, and it was pretty cool. Let's see how this is doing. Yeah, see the transmit scale is so low, and that is because it's super populated in the zone. I have a neighbor here that has 11. I'm not even sure how many people are in my square. So 4, I guess. Or am I in this one? Yeah. Yeah. Not creating a lot. Not a lot of change here. Like 8 cents. I mean, my electricity is super cheap. I pay $2.50 electricity. So that's not bad. Not bad for electricity. Talking about electricity, I gotta pay that. I don't know where I placed it, so I'm gonna have to go look for it. Gotta pay the electric bill. It's super cheap, and so it makes sense to still run it at this price reward level. I'm sure there's other people that are not doing as good. Maybe there's people that are even doing better, right? So, for example, this one here, I can see that. Yeah. Andrew says, yo, so even when it looks like the bear symbols are fighting, you still don't like going through data? I mean, I would go through the data, man. Yeah, you don't go through the data. You pick you have to. I'll show you in a second how we go about that. I was trying to see if I could get another of these things to show, but apparently my internet's going slow. Hopefully I'm not dropping frames. I am not dropping frames. All right, so these guys here are like, they're what making this be toast, but I was trying to see the rewards for one of these dudes and I can't see it. All right, there we go. I was about to get it. I was impatient. So this guy's making 11 cents. Like, no one's making money right now on mining with his rigs. That's just for me. It just so happens for some reason my electricity is coming super cheap, and that's what's helping me. But yeah, I'll go back to your question. I just want to go back to my mining rig here and see where I'm at. Yeah, I'm not sure. 30 days. They're probably gonna be crud. 1.84 in the last 30 days. So I'm not earning that bad. I have good days and things like that. It's just the network's not that great for this, right? And even if you earn one, it's like $2. My response to your thing, I don't even remember what project it was, but yeah, look, this is basically the way I do it, right? You anchor, at your top. And you get your second point usually before you determine a break. So this would have been a break on this fallen wedge here, right? Potential to the upside. We had a fallen wedge here, and it broke to the upside like it should. Just the market didn't have strength with it. So this would have been one here, and then the second one I would have posted, or I would have looked at, maybe even here, and not even here, maybe here. Reason for that is it makes no sense if we're going here, because we would have broken and gone nowhere. And then for that second one, probably here. And that would be our support. And again, this is sort of like a fallen wedge to some extent. Potentially should break to the upside, right? Now, why am I not going through the data? Or why am I not drawing the line like this? That's not how you draw the lines. You don't go through the data. You're not using your median. You're using points at the top, either closings or wicks, and you're using closings or wicks at the bottom. Draw your wedges and triangles and whatever pattern you're looking at, right? You're not gonna draw a resistance line going like this, right? And the thing about the fallen wedge is, and the way this works is you're having a resistance that comes here on the top, and you're having a support down here at the bottom. Now you are coming down, and every time you're being pressured, but you're pressured down faster than you're actually willing to go down. Therefore, you're gonna break to the upside, right? So your pressure here, you can see that it starts to come down again, and it starts to tighten, and then you should come down again. There's tighten, and then you end up breaking to the upside. The reason for that is you're tightening on a movement down, and you're not going down as fast as you're moving down. And even then, it's an exhaustive move. You're getting seller's exhaustion. So sellers are getting exhausted of just dropping and dropping and dropping. So that's the way I would be looking at this. And again, you're using supports and resistances to draw your patterns or your forms. Therefore, it makes no sense to go through the data because that's not a support or a resistance, right? War, what's up, dude? How's it going, my friend? I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing good. Anyways, Andrew, that's the way I'll be drawing them, and that's why I don't go through the data, because you're using supports and resistances. Middle going through the data is not support and resistance. If you want to be super strict, you use the first two points. So there'll be this one and then this one, and then you just project that line going through those, right? And you see that we rejected, and then we finally broke, and we kind of used it as a sort of support to some extent. And the same thing would happen at the bottom. So you would do this one and this one, and then if you draw that line, then you can just project that line going through, and then you have your support going on there, right? And you can see that even still here held. But yeah, that's why I don't use don't go through the data. Hope that makes sense. Hope that makes sense, my friend. How about them apples? Look, it's still dropping. Remember, we've been talking about 9K for a long time. I was hoping, and I was just hopefulness that through December, November and December, we're gonna get some upwards motion as people get more cash flow for the year. And November, I was a bit surprised that we even got another drop, because I was expecting for us to drop beginning of the year and then get that last leg down. So I was a bit more surprised that we got in November, but not 100% surprised, because we've been still talking about us dropping and breaking that parabolic advance, and after that break, getting about an 80, or 83, or 86% pullback, and we still have not gotten to that point. So we're still expecting a movement down to some extent. Like I said, I'm not sure we bottomed, and I've been saying that for a while. I'm not sure we bottomed. It doesn't feel like we bottomed, right? So we gotta wait and see how things are gonna go, or this in general, right? Yeah. What I was looking at was those breaks being the very strong push through support. Yeah. Team Draper's forecast for 250,000 Bitcoin next year. Same thing that someone comes with a crazy forecast. First get through the previous, all-time high, and then come back and sit down and talk. Projecting a number that high, I would say we missed the target, because I was even thinking that we could have gotten to 103, 130. I think it was the target that we had at some point in time for crypto in general. So talking about, such a large target makes no sense to me when we are struggling and we have not gotten above the previous high. Once we get above that previous high, we can talk potentially. Where's my for my tool here? My check. Trying to see if this makes sense to some extent. And it kind of does. Here we go. So the high, then the low, then the high, and the low. And now we hit that high and we rejected, and we're trying to breaking this line, right? So this is 0, 25, 50, 75, 100, right? Same lines that I had here, and when we broke them, look at how we went parabolic now. This was on an uptrend. Here we have it on a downtrend, so breaking this line potentially could lead to a movement up. And again, 19,000 would be a target. That's a 20 moving average. Also happens to be where we have resistance, and that's a target that I was saying that we could go for in December. Now, 250,000, right? That is a question. Let me go to this here chart, which is where we have our parabolic advances. Let me hide the 20 moving, the Bollinger Bands, and then we can talk about the, what's potentially be happening here. So your target for this parabolic advance, and by going from this highs that we have here to some extent, we should have gone somewhere up here. So probably not even the 190,000, but certainly 130,000. I believe it was doable, or 120,000 would have been doable. And I think this move, because maybe these are shifted because I drew them on log scale, on linear scale, sorry. And I'm currently on log scale. So if that is the case, no, I did draw them on log scale. Yeah, I did draw them on log scale. So let's go on log scale. They're just not where they're supposed to be. Somewhere around there. We should have gotten somewhere up here, I think. So we're looking around, 100 plus thousand, so 130,000, and we didn't quite get that, same spikes that we used to get back here and here. So market is changing for sure. A lot of people coming in, institutions coming in, a lot of people jumping in. So definitely market is changing how it's behaving. And to some extent, I guess we could say we had also broken this here support, right? Because we would have been going here, and then we could draw another line going like that now, and probably something similar would have happened already, right? If that was the case there, and the case here would have been like this. We're also breaking that sort of rising wedge. So we had our first rising wedge here with this points. Now we have our second rising wedge here with this points, and we're breaking it. Now the next one, see how they're losing steepness, right? So we say that, maybe even we're coming in like this. So maybe the next one just goes somewhere here, right? Maybe even somewhere here, 150,000. Not sure we have the data to say 200,000 for now. Hell, we didn't even get to 100,000. Let's get to 100,000 and see where we go from there, right? Again, and that's something that we've talked in the past. We got to take it a day at a time, right? First, let's get above all-time highs. Then talk about targets, the upside, right? Let's get fibs. Let's get something else to work on. Let's get some other tools to help us determine whether or not we've where we could be targeting. But for now, it is just talking about 200,000. It's just BS. It just reminds me when people are calling for Bitcoin for $1 million, right? We have to be. I think we have to the responsibility to be a little bit more responsible with our projections. So even if we do drop to the zero zone and we start to get recovery, right? Or 1618 is at 101,000. Again, target first after we break this is 100,000. Even the 4618, yes, 270,000. So yes, it could be within the realms of possibilities that we go to 250,000. Am I gonna say that's the target? No. Again, get above all time highs, and then target something else. Let's see how this behaved last time, right? By using this high here. I'm not gonna use the wick. I'm just gonna use the body, and I'm also gonna use the body here as well, somewhere close to the body, and then see where we went. Here we did go to that 4618. So if that is the case, then yes, right? And I'm kind of, you know, we never did this exercise before with fibs, and it kind of makes sense now that we have it here. Again, I was not trying to match to anything. I was just trying, you know, to get somewhere here close to the top and here close to the bottom, and just to make sure we are in that zone. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually bring this one to where it's supposed to be, right there, and then here I'm also gonna fix this one to where it's supposed to be down here. Close enough. I don't think that's gonna affect it that much, but there we go. I think I got it spot on now. And what you can see here is that this wick got very, very close to that 4618. So again, we can say that we did run all the way to the upside. So yeah, if we are to get that same run, potentially we could even say that yes. So 250,000 could be a target. You're like with the RSI is that right now? Yeah, it's sold. So is it sold? Yeah, I think it's sold. Sold at 34. So yeah, fibs kind of work here as well. I just hadn't brought fibs out for this here chart. We just noticed that it just makes sense, and we did run to that 4618. So yeah, it could be target. Again, like I said, let's start getting out. Let's start first looking for recovery. Right? No point in targeting 250,000 when we don't know if we bottomed yet. Then once we bottomed, we can talk targets to the upside. Because then we do have a bottom, and we can start looking for recovery targets and things like that. So for now, yeah, no point until we bottom. Right? I know some of you guys have written on, you know, the YouTube comments, and I just been really, I'm not sure. I just been really busy and tired, and I have not been going through the comments. I just cleaned up the comments today and replied to whoever I was missing replies. Sorry if I'm not that active on the replies, guys. It's just busy with other stuff, and you know, it's not, the channel's not taking a backseat by any means. It's just I cannot give 100% of my attention to the channel like I used to in the past, to respond as fast as I can. Even Discord, you know, I know Andrew wrote a couple days ago, and I just basically got back to him like 2 or 3 days ago. Again, the restaurant's just taking a lot of time and a lot of effort to get it running, and yeah, hopefully, you know, that's where I'm putting a lot of my chips in right now, to try to get that venture to work, and you know, hopefully I can get it to be its own standalone thing in the near future, and that's going to be so much cooler, and it's going to give me more time to do, you know, things like this channel. So, but while the market's not here, and you know, I got to figure out what else to do, right? Yeah, there's really no point in investing when the markets are like this, at least for me, right? Yeah. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, War, man. I appreciate it, friend. Yeah, I know. It's just, at least for me, it's just been concentrating on the restaurant, trying to get that to get afloat, and to doing better, man. Right? But you know, like I said, the markets are not here. That just means, you know, I really appreciate you guys coming through and being here. It just means that viewership also goes down because there's no one's interested in looking at a lot of crypto, right? Because you're seeing a lot of the same thing: stagnation, consolidation. The market's not going on anywhere. Oh, we got a drop. Guess what? You know, it's just really not. It's really not the healthiest time for the market. And again, we got to break this zone, and we'd still be here for the next couple days. We hit and reject, and we do drop again, you know, that next target, when we drop here, we'll try to see if we are to hit by this time, and that gets us to, you know, 11,000 on a drop, and that's how much we could run from here all the way down to here, right? So 11,000. This gets us down at, 10K, 9K zone that we need to just close that gap and move up. Jorge, how's it going, my friend? I haven't seen you in the longest time. I'm so glad that you're here. But yeah, that's the markets, right? Again, guys, it's really not a lot. It's just a waiting game. And like I've been saying since March, when y'all asked, is just getting your money somewhere else, putting your money where it's gonna make you more money. Market is not there now, and people asked a while back, what do you mean by that? There's no market. There's no people buying. Well, there's some people buying, but we're seeing more sell-offs. Now we're seeing buys, and the market's going up. So again, it's just a waiting game. It's just us trying to make it through the bearishness while things go, right? You see your videos. You've been busy with building nest eggs, right? Gamer Anonymous says, hell no, it's the best time to buy. And if you're trading, doesn't matter. Trading time. I mean, dude, yeah, you can do what you want. I'm saying for most people, at least for me, which I do swing trade. Oh snap, man! I for some reason I lost the audio there. I'm not sure where I cut off. So you look a few more months yourself, yeah. Like I was saying, for me and my strategy does not make a lot of sense to be putting money into the market where I can get a better return somewhere else. For now, the market is not there. It's more of a gamble. If you're short in the market, yes, you could do good if we go to 9K zone. Time is going to determine whether or not this is the bottom. And I'm not sure it's the bottom yet because we're not getting any kind of signs that we're looking for recovery, right? If best we're getting is consolidation. That consolidation could come with another drop, right? So once we've determined that we bottomed, right? What if we get our what if we get our drop here? Right, it doesn't have to be like this, but what if we get our drop here, then we get our sideways motion again, right? And then we get our drop again. Same levels. What is this here? 6K? 6K? I don't think we go to 6K. I think we stopped around 9K, but could be something like this that we're looking for. Right? So, and then we break, and then we go to the upside, right? Again, like I said, breaking that line right now would be potentially beneficial. Would see us rally, right? Breaking that trend line on this major channel that we're in. Open 69K. Yeah, that's fine. Like I said, if you're short in the market, then yes, it's a good time to be, potentially trading. For me, with the strategy that I use, which usually concentrates on buying the asset, buying expecting a loss is not good. I'm not going to be short in the market. I don't like to short the market. I know some of you guys like shorting and longing the market. For me, it's more of a gamble. I'd rather buy the asset and hold it and own it than have some kind of derivative of the asset and be trading based on that derivative. So I'm not going to be, short in the market, but also not going to be trading this market. And it's all up to you guys. You know, y'all have your strategy. Y'all know what you're doing, or y'all have an idea of what you're all doing, and that's good. Just for me, it's more of a waiting thing, right? Yeah. What else, guys? I wish I had, better news for the week. I think we still get some stagnancy, at least for a couple days. Just watch out for that line. Again, if we do drop from there, it's not going to be pretty. And if we do break above that zone, it's going to be nice. It could be nice. Again, 19,000 targets. But, we gotta wait. It's just a waiting game. And then see if that people disposable income coming through for Christmas is going to help us rally more. Right? I think that's where we're at. Anyways, I'm gonna be logging off. I enjoy being here. Thank y'all for being here, being part of this awesome crypto community. I'm here on Mondays, at least for the time being. I think Shiv will go for another run. Not sure. Let's go check out Shiv. We'll do Shiv and then we'll sign off. Chief's so cheap. I don't remember when I got out of Chip. I think I got out of Chip way back here. Way back here, I can't remember what I was trading Chip at. Just so low. Let's zoom in. Bringing the ball in your bands and see what's going on. All right, so there was some bullish divergence developing here, and again, we've seen this on Bitcoin. So we had the bullishness come through, but, help us go for a potential rally. We did manage to get above that 20, but we're not taking off away from that 20. The good thing is that there's nothing bearish overhead. Neutral at 48.27. No other pattern formation. On the larger move things, all this just looks sideways, right? I mean, there's really not a super clean move here on Shiv. Now, I am using this here step as a potential top, and then here as a potential bottom. You can see that a lot of the moves are just playing that very, very large rectangle. Again, it is just sideways motion. Mr. IGFUS on Twitch says, "Hi, I want to offer promotion of your channel." Okay, cool, thanks, man. Todd on YouTube says, "Head and Shoulders broke the neckline last night. May try to break it again." Maybe in the shorter time scales. I'm not seeing it here per se. Let's go to the 4 hour. Where are you seeing that Head and Shoulders, Todd? It'd be nice to know. Let's see. 4 hour. All right. Going log skill's not helping a lot. So do I just want to see this wick. You're supposed to charm the disc. Yeah, it's gonna help a lot. So I'm thinking before I look, they're trying to see maybe shoulder here, head here, and some kind of shoulder here maybe for an inverse head and shoulders, but I'm not sure. Let me go here and see what's going on. Yeah. All right. So I was close to what I believed you were looking at. I was trying to see if that was the move. I think that's it. So. I just want to see if I think you're looking at this, and I'm just trying to replicate what you got going on there, and just so we can make this a little bit more pronounced. I'm just playing around with how we see the values by sliding here on the dollar bar, or the amount bar. I mean, neckline would be going from here and then like this. Yes, you broke it and then you're getting the throwback, right? And let's see the measure move here. Upon breaking, it would have been targeting 0.40 and then 10,600. So, that fraction of a cent. Yeah, it's not bad from where it's at right now. Percentage wise, we could be looking at 12% gains. Not bad. It's all gonna depend where your exit is at. And the only good thing that I kind of see right now going on is that there is some kind of hidden divergence that's going on here. That could try to help it break again, but you're getting rejection again of that neckline or close to it, and that is not good, right? So again, neckline, I'm just gonna re-anchor here, and again, it's not shifting a lot, and let's reposition that one right there. Again, rejection of that neckline. So yeah, if you fail to get above that neckline again, I think yes, you could be looking for a movement down. Although the larger move here has some support structure underneath, and that could try to help it sustain a little bit, right? Again, 1 point, 2 points, draw your line, and we've kind of held consistently. So wick did bounce, wick did bounce, wick bounce, wicked, right? And then we started to become tightened between that and the neckline. Finally broke to the upside and come back into this small structure. And as you can see, we're kind of bouncing very close to the bottom portion. I think, it's going to depend on how this keeps on breaking. We know that after a throwback, we could still be looking for sell-off and failure of this pattern, so just watch out. We're close to pattern completion here. Let's go to the 1 hour, see if we have anything there, right? So yeah, as you can tell here also, we get the same kind of respect for this here zone. All right, anchor this. I'm just gonna keep this here on the 4 hour. I just want to see how it looked real quick on the 1 hour. And I'm gonna go to the 1 hour and see what we have there. I think it's gonna be clearer for us to get an idea as to what could happen on the 1 hour. I should go back to the 4 hours as well. All right. So really, there was nothing bearish here, right? On this move, there was nothing bearish that would suggest the drop that we're getting here in Shiv, at least not on the 1 hour chart. Now, the thing that I'm looking at is a hidden divergence. Again, on that hidden divergence, we are trying to recover, but we are failing. We are failing to get to the 20 moving average, which again is not good. It's showing some kind of weakness. good things that could come from a smaller drop right now would be so I hit bullish also here against the RSI. So some things that we could see happening that would be potentially beneficial is that if we do drop a little bit lower than this low here, right, we immediately start targeting bullish divergence. Any drop, right, would immediately start looking for that bullish divergence, and then look for potential recovery, right? At least on the 1 hour, that could lead to potential recovery as well on the 4 hour. We don't have to drop a lot; we just have to drop a bit, and that could have us drop at least to the 0 zone as well. So maybe around the 0 zone, and then recover immediately on the next candle. Now, how strong for recovery? Not sure yet. But that's what I would be looking for. That's what I think could be happening. Yeah, or anyways, I said it was gonna be the last coin we looked at. Guys, this is gonna be it for tonight. Again, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the content, make sure you hit the like button on the sub. Join us in the Discord. Links have gone out. Again, I'm trying to be here every Monday, and then throughout the week whenever I can. It's just been super heavy at the restaurant. I have not been able to come in on the weekdays, but I'm gonna try to see if I can make time. Again, it just depends on how busy it is, and again, starting a business is just taking a lot of time. So hopefully, I'm trying to come in here on Mondays and stay as much as I can. Again, hopefully on the week I'm gonna have a chance to come in and stay longer. It just depends. That's what I'm hoping for every week, and be able to come more often. But I'm sure with time I'll be able to manage and do that a little bit better. But thank you guys for being here again. I enjoy having y'all and answering questions and letting you guys know what I think. That's it for tonight. I'll catch you again, sometime throughout the week, hopefully, and if not, next Monday for sure, for another edition of So Crypto. All right. Till then, guys.